Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Tyler's Yarns. We're back this week. Got a cool episode for you guys. So Brooke's going to be here with me. She's co-hosting this. She's more of a regular guest now, which is nice. A lot of people have been asking for you to be a more sort of permanent guest on the episodes, which is super cool. Yeah. A lot of people was like reaching out, being like, "Love Brooke."
Love Brooke.
Yeah, love Brooke.
Everyone loves me.
Yeah, it's just lovable podcaster.
Just can't get enough of me.
Yeah.
It's just because I'm sitting next to you, so it makes me look good.
How have you been? What have you been up to? Give the viewers what they want.
I'll give you guys the lowdown. So I went, it's been a long weekend this weekend. So Queen's birthday. So I just went shopping. I did a bit of retail therapy. I kind of just chilled out, spent the weekend just kind of relaxing. My last few weekends have been pretty hectic, just like always doing stuff.
Yeah.
So so it was just nice just to chill. The city was pretty bleak to be around because not many people were there, but
I think everyone was at the snow this week.
Yeah, very jealous.
Looks of it, I think because it's the first week of the snow, which is cool. What did you cop? What shops did you go to?
I just went. I had a look around. I didn't buy too much. I went to Kathmandu.
Cop the old fire.
Cop the old heaters. No, I got a few sweaters, some fleeces, just because it's cold as in winter in Melbourne right now.
Are they already doing the end of financial year sale?
I think they must be because it was like 40% off, and I'm cheap as, so like I'm not buying full price.
Yeah, well, fucking full price at Kathmandu is pretty expensive. Even for like a fleece, it's like $200 or something, or $150.
Yeah, it was like $150. Got it on sale. So
$60 or something.
$60.
Nice.
What about you?
Things that have happened to me this week. I had a pretty sick weekend. So I went down to Torquay with the boys. I've been surfing a whole bunch lately, which I've like been wanting to do for a long time. So I'm pretty much getting to go for a surf every weekend now, which is nice. I was with the boys. I met a whole bunch of crew, which is friends of friends. And that was the first time of me meeting him. But it was like pretty fucking. We all had a good night together. They were legends, which is dope. It was one of those nights where we were just pretty much going from here to there to everywhere, which is like super cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Those are sort of one of my favorite nights where we miss it everywhere, you know?
Yeah, I feel like those are the best nights.
Yeah.
Or when you walk places.
Yeah, we're just like walking everywhere. Like, if you're from Melbourne, we're pretty much in Torquay. Then we went to Anglesey. Then we went to like a little bit of a house party, and then we went back like to Torquay pub, which has ended the night pretty good.
Yeah, you didn't walk to Anglesey though, did you?
No, I didn't walk to Anglesey. Someone drove us, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that was pretty much. Honestly, had a solid weekend, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's cool. How's the breakup going?
Oh yeah, the breakup's been pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good now. I'm putting pretty much all my time back into the business. It's good I can be selfish with my time as well now that we're doing the podcast here. I'm really good. Got a lot more time.
You seem a lot happier as well.
Yeah, a lot happier. And I'm also getting my license as well.
Your license?
Yeah, getting my license. And I've also booked a whole bunch of trips overseas, which is nice.
Yeah, man.
Going to go to Bali.
You're spending big.
Might go to Europe, you know.
Yeah.
Because pretty much the last 3 years I haven't had any any days off. Yeah. I might have had like a week off, so like I've got all this obviously like leave, but it's my business. But like you got to still take leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool.
So I think I'll pretty much just be going here, there, everywhere. Just pretty much take any opportunity as it comes. If someone's like, oh yeah, let's go to the snow, I get to actually do it, which is nice.
Yeah, I really want to go to the snow.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go on this week or next week, which is good.
I'd love to go to like New Zealand for the snow.
It'd be like they reckon it's a lot cheaper going to New Zealand, like Queenstown, than going to like Hotham for the weekend. Like lift passes are fucked here. They're like $150 a day. That's bad?
I don't know.
That's one of the most expensive lift tickets in like the world.
Really?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
crazy.
But everything's expensive here.
Everything's so expensive, and
especially now with the economy and stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to get into that a bit?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what this episode is actually about. So, we're kind of going into current markets, the like media and the kind of they're like fear mongering as much, like about the economy. I think a lot of what they're saying is right, that inflation is pretty high, but I think they're not doing much to help it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
I don't know too much about like everything that's going on because I don't really watch the news that much, but I know like even from an outsider looking in and how many people are talking about it, like people are like, I know about it and I don't even watch the news, and people getting scared about spending money.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm in the same boat as well. Like I'm showing where I'd like spend my money. Like actually starting to care where I spend my money as well. Like do I spend it at a small business over like, you know, your big brands,
big brands
like Kmart and all that sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah. I'm finding that too, where I'm trying to put my money where it's more of a small business, so it kind of goes back to the economy.
Yeah. Or even like Australian companies, you know?
Yeah, so
that's one good thing about living in Australia is people support people from Australia.
Yeah.
Like if you have a brand, people will support your brand. That's why a lot of stuff that came to Australia didn't become successful, like Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like there's fuck all Starbucks around, but like that's one thing that Australians are really good for, and they don't like go into like commercialized brands like American brands and stuff like that, because like Australians trust Australians, which is huge.
Yeah, I think that with that as well, America just has shit coffee.
Yeah, coffee, but that's not even like that's only just one micro bit of it. Like there's like a whole lot of like brands that in America they've tried to like bring over here, but they've just crumbled.
Even like Carl's Jr. is just not as prominent as America.
That's what I mean. Like just stuff like that they're trying to bring over, but like we trust our brands in Australia, which is
hopefully they bring over like Chipotle or In-N-Out. That slaps.
Yeah, but I still reckon that it wouldn't do that well. Like because people just like...
You're lying to yourself.
Nah,
In-N-Out. You thought if they bring In-N-Out to Melbourne, you don't think that'd go off?
I think it would go off for a bit, like the hype of it, and then I think it would like
Taco Bell.
It'd be like Dicterio. Like you can even see when Taco Bell opened on Chapel Street, compared to now, it's like empty.
Yeah.
Like it's just another fast food joint.
Yeah. I think though In-N-Out, even in America, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think if they brought it here, I would go to that.
Yeah,
like, on the regs.
But even In-N-Out Burger is like not like there's so many better burger joints around.
Yeah.
Like in Melbourne there must be like 200 burger joints, and they're all like fighting for each other's like profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
But then people like bring the In-N-Out burger here. It's not even that good of a burger. Like I've had better burgers in Melbourne.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I liked the In-N-Out burgers when we went over there.
Because I used to go over every single month before COVID, so I was like having it every time, and I was like, there's a whole lot of better burgers out there. You know what I mean?
I think maybe it is a novelty, but I think people would I think it's good because it's fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
back to the topic. Yeah, pretty much like Australians support Australian, which is good, and that's like one of the topics that we wanted to like
kind of go in depth about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think
supporting local.
Yeah.
As well. You know?
I think we go into kind of the economy, the kind of thing that's putting the pressure on the market right now.
Yeah.
If you do watch the news, I watch the news a little bit here and there. I try my best to watch it. It gets a bit depressing if you watch it all the time. So that's kind of that's also like a point in this where it's like the media harps on about all the prices are going up.
Yeah.
But
they're like petrol prices are going up.
Yeah.
Food price, they just say, it's like for Coles, it's like a 2% increase from this time last month or something.
Yeah. And like when you kind of watch that every day, you get this kind of feeling of like, holy shit, like I'm going to be broke and living on a couch.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it's like if we heard that once a week, then we'd be like, oh, all right, I got to manage my money a little bit better. But we're hearing it every morning. Yeah, every night.
It's just like when we were in the middle of COVID and all we heard was, oh, these are the case numbers. These are the close contacts and stuff
and
like
these
that.
are the people dying.
Yeah, these are the people dying from it. But it's like they were saying it every night and day, and then they're just like, it's just clickbait. And it's just, as you were saying before, fear mongering.
Yeah. So I think with like having that into consideration, if you actually look at our economy and the big picture compared to the rest of the world, we're actually doing really well. Like,
yeah, for sure.
We are not the only country that is going through all of these things. Like America, all of their exchange rates and stuff, they're going up. So they're like, I don't know if it's the exchange rate, sorry. It's all their, what's the inflation rates?
Inflation rates, yeah.
Yeah, all of them, they're going up. New Zealand's going
they're already
up.
struggling like America at the moment.
Yeah.
Like the homeless rates are crazy. They don't look after the people. It's like...
Yeah. And if you look at that, we're doing pretty well. So I think that our market is actually like, if we just got told maybe once a week and people started spending more money on their like Australian made businesses, that in itself is boosting our economy and it's putting money back into the economy, and that's the thing that's gonna lower our rates.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it's pretty much just like just spending money.
Definitely something to think about when you're spending money.
Yeah, shop local, shop Australian.
What are your thoughts on the interest rates at the moment?
Yeah, so because pretty much I was like, when I obviously broke up, I was thinking of buying a house after that, and obviously the accountant said obviously the what was it? The rates are going up.
Yeah.
And he said
the Reserve Bank rates are going up for houses.
The interest rates, and he said it's probably not the best time at the moment, just because like even if they reckon they're going to keep increasing it, and I think I'm just going to hold off maybe to the end of the year when I get some money in the bank as well.
They think they've done it twice within a month, which is like almost unheard of.
Yeah, but they reckon they're going to keep doing it as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to have one more, but they put it up to 0.05, which no one was expecting it to be that high.
Yeah, but I think that's why it's like giving a lot of people
real life anxiety.
Yeah, just like scaring people to like not go out and spend their money. And you could even see on Chapel Street, it's dead at the moment. Like bars are struggling. Yeah. Like on a Thursday night, it'd be packed. And it's cold and stuff at the moment, but this time last year was still as busy.
And we're like really in a lucky situation.
Very, very lucky.
Because our customers kind of aren't really affected by this. Well, they might be, but most of them don't have houses. They kind of live with their parents or their school kids who parents have heaps of money. So
we were pretty much a lucky one out of the lot. But these bars and stuff and these bars and stuff are struggling.
And people are coming into our store from who own like coffee shops around the corner. A lot of local businesses, even like gyms. Yeah. People from gyms and stuff coming into our store saying, we've lost a bunch of customers because
this is happening like weekly as well.
Yeah. So like we consider ourselves so lucky, but we just want to talk about maybe like spending more money on Australian made businesses. So your local coffee shop, what's local? Like your local bar.
Local barbers, local everything.
Yeah.
But that's what pretty much like we're trying to that's what we're trying to like push this episode, which is nice. And just give a bit of awareness to it as well, which is nice.
Yeah. And I think going into like kind of how recessions and stuff came about, if you look at fashion while the economy's not doing great, there's like real transformation there. Yeah,
for sure. Like we can go into, even like say at the moment with people being a bit worried about their money, like even just thrifting, like more sustainable, more economic.
Like go to your op shop and you can create some, like heaps of people I've seen are doing their homemade like outfits where they like stitch stuff together.
Yeah, I see that a lot. People are reworking stuff, like real creators at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And everyone can create stuff, and people have like special things where they can rework stuff as well.
Yeah, and people have been doing it with pants.
People doing it with pants, t-shirts, people making dresses and shit out of like nothing, which is cool.
I saw...
They're literally just fabric and they're just like making dope dresses.
Yeah, I saw you might not like this, but a NASCAR jacket. Someone, I don't know, she like had this, I think it was a vintage NASCAR jacket, might have not been vintage, but she turned it into overalls on TikTok.
Red flag.
No, but like
it's cool.
All the comments were hating on her.
Yeah,
but like
saying like, "Oh, such a cool jacket. Well, how did you destroy that?"
Yeah,
but it's like people that like have the band tees and then they cut the sleeves of them.
Yeah, I don't mind it if it's like you wear it all the time. Though.
Yeah, like but if you've just ruined it for someone, or like say for us, because it decreases the value, I guess. But I guess it's like everything that's pre-loved is someone will like it regardless of anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is like bring that back to that point about thrifting, like pre-loved stuff and vintage clothing in general as well.
But even though like if you bought something secondhand and then you created something out of it, I don't think there's a problem with that.
No
I
way.
think that's cool. I think a lot of people are doing it now.
That's the way it's going at the moment. I think I always say this. I say this in pretty much every podcast, but we're probably 5-10 years behind like America and stuff in fashion, Tokyo and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what you see a lot of brands coming out of the UK, out of the US that have just like full rework brands.
Yeah.
There's none of those in Australia. I think that's the way it's going to be going. And like the more we get more sustainable, like that's going to be the way it's going to go, I think.
Yeah. And especially like tying it into the economy, like cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper.
Yeah, so much cheaper. It's like 20. If you go to an op shop, you can get t-shirts, like nice t-shirts for $20, $25 if you're lucky.
Pretty much,
or $30 now. They're pretty steep here in Australia.
Yeah, but if you come to our one, we got sales racks you can look through.
No, but like we
plug just a little plug in the potty.
Yeah, we do have sale racks for like 30 to $45, like sweaters too.
Yeah,
nice.
Good stuff.
But yeah, like you can even rework all that stuff. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. But even going into that with like more sort of fashion trends from like tough times as well. Like we could look at the 70s where it was a punk rock era. What my little timeline of all this is. So we go from the 70s punk era, which is like big baggy jeans. You're saying before there's a lot of chains, a lot of tight tees, a lot of like
I was talking about the pants chains.
Yeah. Pants chains, I know which one. They just like it's like pretty much you see a lot. They're starting to come back in now. But you see Doc Martens were a huge bit in like punk culture back in the 70s. I try like go from the 80s, 90s up, and then we can get into the early 2000s, what you're saying.
Even the spiky chain
collar.
Yes,
full spiky chains.
That came in a little bit though, like a few years ago.
That did come in a little bit. But then say like Doc Martens were a huge bit, and they're still around today. Like people, I've got a pair of Docs.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. Like that's how, when it was going through a tough time, you would wanted shoes that would probably like last, and they're a bit like, and there's a punk scene at that time as well.
Yeah.
And like
very grunge kind of look.
Very grunge, but I've had my Doc Martens for like almost 8 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they last super long. But then say we go into the 80s, like at the end of the 80s, we start getting into more like funk hip hop.
Yeah.
Then the hip hop culture sort of come through, where there was like sort of another recession in America, and there was the hip hop scene.
Yeah.
So we had obviously just like baggy pants, like you were saying before, full blinged out, like triple XL, 5XL t-shirts.
Yeah.
Just like shoes that were like, you couldn't even see the shoes, like Timberlands or like something like that, you know what I mean?
Baggy pants,
Timberlands, or like your pants so baggy you couldn't even see it. That's when all the Jordans were like getting hype as well.
I feel like they all wore boxers as well.
Boxer shorts that were down to their knees.
Yeah.
But then going into the early 2000s, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe you don't want to touch on that.
From like the early
2007 or whatever.
Yeah, so before the recession, it was like, I think it was kind of in that hip hop stage where everyone was flexing and
well, because they were going in the early 2000s. It was like, I know your big ones like R. Kelly and like all that, you know.
Yeah, they had diamond chains around their neck, like
50 Cent, Eminem was coming up, like those big early 2000s guys.
Yeah, the big chains, and it was kind of all about, like look how like rich I am.
Yeah.
And they rapped about that stuff too, like having heaps of money. And then obviously everyone remembers the big recession that kind of took place in America. And the fashion kind of changed from showing off how much money you have to maybe just like working with what you got.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So going for the cheaper option but trying to make it look cool. So they would like...
You can sort of see it now.
Yeah.
People did like picking all the best stuff from like every sort of trend or whatever, or every era, but like they can just pick and choose what looks good and what doesn't, and like it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper. Yeah,
and like even Doc Martens, they were kind of known as a bit of an uncool shoe.
Yeah.
Like before that era, because like, we kind of left the punk scene a little bit, and it went into like everything else. And that happens with every trend where it's like it's in, and then everyone's like, nah. But
I reckon it's even came back. Like it's just a staple, to be honest. Like more than anything, like it comes in and out. Like trends come in and out all the time, and like a lot of people that I know own a pair of Doc Martens because they're good and they're, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. They kind of came in after the recession as a shoe that was a bit cheaper because it wasn't really in.
Yeah.
And obviously now they're...
Well, it's just long lasting. It wasn't cheaper. It was just like they lasted a long time. And like
I think they were a bit cheaper.
Yeah. Say compared to like Jordans or something like that.
Yeah. But and they last forever. Like you could have a pair for 20 years.
I literally have a pair for 10 years and they haven't even like gotten past like the I don't know, half of their wear.
So
is fucked.
People started buying stuff that would last a long time but would be cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of getting at here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and there's
you see it now. Like we see it now. Vintage clothing is like, as you're saying before, it lasts a long time and it's cool.
Yeah.
Like clothes that you have now are still going to be here in 20 or 30 years with vintage clothing.
Yeah. So I think looking back and reflecting on what's happened in the past with fashion and the economy is like, oh yeah, it kind of, in a sense, works together. Like they push different trends. They push the fashion to like open your eyes and kind of look out and see, oh shit, like I can make this sweater that I got from an op shop that was popular 20 years ago. I can make it into a crop top, and in 20 years, people are going to be like, that was such a cool trend.
Yeah, for sure. That's why trends are so weird.
Yeah.
That's why we talk a lot about them on this podcast, because they're forever changing, and like a trend that was last year is completely different to this year.
Yeah. So I think what we're getting at is the market and fashion kind of coincide with each other, and you got to kind of make it work for yourself.
But that's why I think people are going to start, like we were talking before, and like maybe to wrap it up is that's why vintage is so good.
Yeah.
Because it's lasts long. Like it's cheap.
Yeah.
It lasts long. Like you can have it forever if you want it. And vintage items, like it can come into a trend where it's very popular.
Yeah.
And then go to another trend of vintage, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's why we just shouldn't stress. Like we shouldn't stress about like prices rising and kind of fashion in general. Yeah. I think we should just try and like just save money in a sense. Save money as much as you can, but then like go out, find new ways to innovate your fashion.
For sure.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, that was a good episode. Hopefully everyone liked that. Hopefully you like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment. If you're on iTunes or Spotify, leave a 5-star review. It will help us out a lot. We're trying to grow this podcast because there's no real vintage podcast out there, no real fashion podcast, and we want to become one of the biggest fashion podcasts.
Yeah, there's a few vintage ones out there.
Yeah, or just like in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only like this one. But yeah, cool.
We're the best vintage podcast in Australia right now.
Yeah, so make sure you support. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, cool.
See you next time.